So we will be looking at a scenario where Western Europe and Eastern Europe go to war. So since Eastern Europe is the aggressor on the red team, they will be sending troops out first. So we have Croatia sending troops into Slovenia and taking out the entire country, and even pushing into Austria a little bit. Then we have Hungary and Slovakia pushing into Austria even more, and even a bit into the Czech Republic. Then we have Poland coming down into the Czech Republic as well, but they send most of their forces over here into Germany, but they are halted near Berlin. Up in the north, Finland starts a small campaign in Sweden, and they do manage to cut this part of Norway off, so it surrenders. We do have the red team going to push into the Czech Republic more and more every day, but German troops do halt them, but they do manage to capture Prague. They don't make as much progress in Austria, however, with German and Italian troops in the area. And speaking of Italian and German troops, we have them pushing them back and recapturing Prague, and even pushing into this little Croatian thing here. Back up in the north, we do have Sweden pushing Finland further and further out. But in Norway, if Finland captures one road, an entire massive part of the country does surrender. So and with the help of Russia, they are able to take over a large amount of territory. Even if the red team has countries like Poland and Russia on it, the blue team has countries like Germany, France, Italy, and the UK. So they do start to get pushed back until they are fully pushed out of Slovenia and Austria, fully pushed out, and almost pushed out of the Czech Republic. We have a small German advance into Poland at multiple fronts. Then we have them making a small naval invasion over here to hopefully capture some of the large Polish coastal cities. We have Italy making a landing in Albania and Montenegro, as these countries are not very strong, even although Italy does get pushed out of Albania. But with Italian troops in Montenegro, the country does surrender to the blue team, and we have most of the blue team countries focusing more and more in the Adriatic Sea, such as Spain, Italy, and France. Most of French troops are being sent over here, so it makes sense that that's why they're making a lot of progress here. We have rebellions in Bosnia, essentially causing a civil war to happen, and the country capitulating. Then Croatia gets split into two, although Serbia does make small pushes into Montenegro, and the rest of the countries that the blue team captured. We have Russian troops near the Polish-Belarusian border. They have almost made it there, but not quite yet. but we do have Kaliningrad troops, Russian Kaliningrad troops, coming into Poland and pushing out the Germans completely until a stalemate does occur at the German-Polish border. But then we have the push into Hungary, which is hard for the blue team, as Hungary is a pretty strong country. Then we have the red team getting closer and closer, getting pushed back more and more in Czechia. Up north, with Russian aid, Finland is able to make quite a lot of progress, and even makes a small naval invasion over here, which meets up with their main front. We have, these are like small amounts of troops, but like heavily trained ones, so that's why they are able to. And also, if they take like one road, an entire area falls, because it's just, that one road is keeping that entire area alive, so it's kind of hard not to live with it. So then we have the red team getting pushed out of Czechia. Then we have the Slovakian capital being captured. Then we have most of the blue team countries now focusing more and more on Poland, as it's the strongest country near them. So they do make an advance here. But when they spearheaded towards Warsaw, it does not capture the city. But they do manage to capture the Polish coast, and even capture the Kaliningrad coast as well. So they are making quite a lot of progress over there. Then we have Italian and French troops pushing into Albania and Montenegro. And with Turkish aid, and they're not in the war, but they're supplying the blue team because Greece is on the red team, so, well, specifically Italy. Well, we do have the capture of Athens, and then Greece gets split up into two. This side surrenders, then this side, and then Crete. Then we have the capture of the North Macedonian capital. And the next target, the three main targets for the blue team is Warsaw, Budapest, and Belgrade. The rest don't really matter right now. So they decide, so Italy attempts to get Belgrade, but Serbian troops do manage to hold them off, although they do capture all of North Macedonia and even bits of Bulgaria. Then Budapest is in sight, and they almost get it, but they are halted, which Budapest is like right here. And then we do have the capture of Warsaw in Poland. And with that, Poland surrenders, and so does Kaliningrad. Then we have the blue team pushing into the Baltics, capturing Vilnius, Riga, and then pushing up into Estonia, but they do meet some Finnish troops halting them near here. But we do have the surrender of Lithuania and Latvia. Then down south, we do have the blue team getting closer and closer to Belgrade. Well, right here, Belgrade is like split in the middle here. So they don't really make much progress there. But coming from the south, they do manage to encircle the city and take it over, and with that, all of Serbia surrenders. Then Bulgaria starts to fall, but they do manage to hold the blue team and even push them back. Romanian troops, Ukrainian-Romanian troops, start to get sent down into Serbia, and drafts and conscription do occur in these two countries at large rates, I guess. So they send them near Hungary and Serbia to try to save themselves. But then we have the blue team using Poland as a jumping off point to then cut off Ukraine from Slovakia, and they plan to encircle all of Hungary to capture Budapest, although in doing this, the red team does manage to capture Belgrade and liberate a large amount of Serbia, and not many troops being sent into Greece or stationed in Greece or North Macedonia. Parts of these countries also do get liberated, but they do manage to perform this encirclement, although the red team does come very close to destroying this encirclement, but they do manage to perform it, capturing all of Slovakia, and eventually Budapest is captured, and that Hungary surrenders, but the red team does manage to push the blue team completely out of Romania and bits of Ukraine, as this encirclement did cost them a bit, and it used up a lot of their resources, although they do get closer and closer to Tallinn and do manage to capture the city. Even if the Finnish capital is right across the sea, they still do send most of their troops to Sweden, and the areas of Sweden that they're now at are getting a lot less cold, so they are able to move a lot quicker now than they were before, and Stockholm's like right here somewhere, so it's possible, but you are going to need to watch part 3 for that one. And not part 3, part 2 for that one. And speaking of part 2, thanks for watching, and goodbye.